Uh, had a rather important phone call, and anyway, here we are, another day in paradise. I think I'm gonna start. That's what my opening tagline is going to be from now on. Another opening, another day in paradise. So I hope everybody can hear me okay. Little sound check. Anybody could let me know. Place is pretty empty here. Anybody? Little sound check. I'll just sit here and wait so that I'm not talking to myself. I can hear you. Okay, good. Very good. Let's give it a few minutes, let some more people come in. Um, I just got, like I said, I just got off the phone, and unfortunately, I had to cut the conversation short. I can talk about these kind of things for hours, but basically was, talking about, of course, about the virus. Who doesn't talk about the virus? But also about, and it's not only in the United States, but it's everywhere, about how our freedoms seem to be dissipating, decreasing, almost on a daily basis. It really bothers me that Apple and Google decided to uh, take Parler. Hey, Dre, what's happening? Take Parler out of their, Google Play. And hey, Lee, how you doing? It really bothered me that they tried to. Well, they did. They didn't try. They did. They took Parler off their platform, and it apparently, as of now, Amazon is not hosting them anymore. If that's not intruding on freedom of speech, I don't know what is. And I'm not saying that, listen, I admit I voted for Trump. I also admit that, the last year or two of his presidency, I really didn't like how he conducted himself. I've always said he could always conduct himself better, but I think that his use of the Twitter um, became ridiculous. I mean, it's like he's like a little kid who can't refrain from going on Twitter. And I'm wondering, doesn't he have anybody there that can stand up to him and say, Mr. President, you need to get your ass off of Twitter. I will do the uploading for you. I will frame it in the proper context where you sound presidential. Something like that. So I'm very disappointed with that because what that does is it gives openings to his opposition, and for them to say, "Oh, he's weak like this," or "Look how he thinks about this or that," and all this impeachment talk and all this other shit. This is just so divisive. It's like it's our way or the highway, and I don't think that the Republicans have all the answers or are perfect by any means, and I certainly don't think that Democrats are perfect and have all the answers either. But I think that all of these politicians are taking advantage of this situation, uh, and I don't know that in a few years that they're going to relinquish what they've done and their power. I think they're going to use it to the fullest extent, and we're basically along. Like I said the other day, yesterday, we just got to hang on for the ride because we voted for some of these people, and this is not only an American thing, but look in Thailand where you have these apps that you're supposed to use, and if you don't use them, there's a chance you could be arrested or thrown in jail or fined. Um, I mean, this is happening all over the place. Look at the people in the UK. They're not very happy. They're pretty pissed off. Look at the people in Australia. They're going through this shit over and over again, and people can't even get into Australia. Um, but then when I see these platforms acting as publishers, because they are in fact editing what can be said, what can't be said, they are supposed to be. Uh, they are not liable for what is said on their platform. So if you're not liable, what is the problem? I don't think that the president said go in and beat the living hell out of people, take over the Capitol, and I don't think he was saying those things. Now, I have not. I admit I have not had a chance to look at every single thing that's been said, uh, and I don't know his exact wording, but I will say this: you got other. Uh, you have organizations, you have people, you have uh, religious entities, and all of them have at one time or the other said things that you would think would get them banned. And yet they're still there. They can use it whenever they want. And, are these, is big tech owned by China? Sure looks like it. Sure looks like they're heading in that direction. I've always said, if Thailand ever comes down to where they're like Thailand, they're like China, I don't want to live here anymore. I'm getting to that point. I'm not there yet, but, uh, things don't look as good as on the outside when you're not living here. You're just reading the news. You think one thing, but when you hear the people talk, when you hear what's going on, um, it's a little bit different, And personally, I don't want to have to worry about. Oh, I don't have my app on. Where's my bracelet? Did I put my bracelet on my ankle? If we don't have our ankle bracelet on, oh my God, we're going to get thrown in jail. I don't want to have to worry about this shit. That's not freedom. Uh, you know, uh, Today here at Starbucks, we got this guy working. I don't know what his name is. I never think about what the guys' names are for the most part. And we have the young lady Creo working here. Now Creo was supposed to go to Bunkan. Bunkan is the place where um, you think if the United States fails or falls, is this falls? Well, they're already falling. I hate to say that they're falling already. And China already has a very strong grip on Thailand. Thailand's already made their allegiance pretty well known, in my opinion. They stand with China. They don't stand with America. That didn't used to be how it was, but in the past. But that's how it is now. Um, but anyway, getting back to Creo, she was supposed to go to Bunkan, and Bunkan is the place where I did that walk around the mountain where I was freaking out. And anyway, she's from there. She was scheduled to go back. God, my eye is looking ugly today, boy, but it is getting better. You sit away from the camera a little bit so you don't see it. Anyway, she was scheduled to go there for a week. She can't go. She's like, it's just too much of a hassle to go. She's like, if I fly, it's a hassle. There's no trains. You want to take a bus, it's going to be a hassle. Then you got to get back in. And she's like, I don't want to download the app. I asked both of them, do you have the app on your phone? Which one? Which app are you talking about? And I'm like, both of them. There's, the Ma Chana, and then there's the Thai Chana. It's basically Thai wings, doctor's wings. And both of them were like, no, we don't have those apps. We don't use them. Nobody wants to use them. And there's a reason why nobody wants to use them. It may be, that the government thinks, oh yeah, it's only for the good of the people. Yeah, right. Unfortunately, the trust level worldwide seems to be in the toilet. And I wish I could be like one of these people who's like, hey guys, don't worry about anything. Everything's going to be all right. Don't worry, be happy. It will be okay. There's no problem here. Think about it. This is paradise. Well, maybe you're in America and it's not paradise or whatever, but the bottom line is it's not all right. What's going on right now is not okay. We're not okay. You want to think you're okay. You're alive. Okay. You're existing. Okay. 41% of Thais are living hand to mouth. More and more Thais are out of work. More and more businesses are closing. More hotels are closing. More airlines. Oh, don't worry. We're going to be okay. Yes, we will be okay eventually. And the thing is how long will we, until we're okay? I just heard that it's basically now the thought is we're not going to be okay until at least 2023. That sounds a little more reasonable. I don't think we're going to be okay this year. I don't care about the vaccines. I don't care about any of this shit. You're talking about it in mass. I'd be surprised if by the end of the year, everybody was, able to walk outside and click their heels and do a little jig. I don't think that's going to happen. So, between the virus, which, has prompted politicians for our safety to implement all these restrictions, all these guidelines, and now this internet censorship and the technology, the big tech cracking down. Where is the true freedom? We don't have true freedom anymore, in my opinion. You have freedom to choose between what you're given by the government or by the politicians, wherever you may be. Other than that, what do you have? Now, before I get started, I want to thank everybody who has helped me on this channel. And there's been a lot of people over the years. Hopefully, my channel will continue to grow, at least for another couple of years, as long as I'm still on YouTube. But I appreciate the support. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. If you have, thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. Please click a thumbs up. It doesn't cost you anything to click a thumbs up. What else? In the description is everything. You can visit my website. I am going to start doing a blog again. It's easier sometimes for me to write stuff than to talk because I have time to sit and think. Whereas when I'm talking, I'm just basically flying by the seat of my pants, which is pretty much how I live my life. But when I write, I get to sit down. So I think I'm going to start doing the blogs again. So visit my website. If you're interested in what I have to say. I got the shirt out right now. What is it? Make Orwell Fiction Again. That shirt is available right now. It's I think it's It's $20. However, you get 15% off. You get $3 off if you use the code Orwell. You just go to down below. There's a link for my T-shirts and my merch. Just click on that link. It'll take you there. You find the Orwell shirt if that's what you want. You put the code in Orwell at the end, and you get 15%. That's until the 13th, which what's today? Today's the 11th. Today the 11th or the 12th? I think today's the 12th. Uh, so anyway, that's the shirts. Everything's in the description. So I don't want to keep going on about that. I really, it's like pimp my channel. After a while, I get tired of being a pimp. I just want to be the whore and enjoy it all. Anyway, so I'm interested to know what. That's what I said. It's the 12th. First, I thought it was the 11th, and then I realized no, it's the 12th. But thank you. Yeah, every day I wake up, and my wife wakes up, and we're like, all right, what do we have to do today? What's do we have anything that we must take care of? And usually it's something like buy more rice, or order water. You meant the 11th? It's the 11th today? What's today? Monday? Yeah, Monday is the 11th. Okay. All right. So I was wrong. Sometimes I get a little confused. Um, anyway, usually the things that we're thinking about when we wake up are how many people uh, died, how many people got the virus, and what does it mean to us in where we are in Bangkok. My wife was like, "Oh, I want to go back to Chiang Mai and look at houses." And I'm like, "What? No, don't go there." And then it's Chiang Mai's locked down. And then it's okay. Go down towards the beach. Just see if you can find a little condo down there that it's a little place that's far enough away where we're not going to have the uh, the pollution and stuff, and we're away. It's close enough to the beach, but yet there's some space. It's like, oh well, if you go down there, it's going to be a hassle because this is a red zone. So once again, we're in that position where, as much as we want to do a few things, it's a pain in the ass to do them, and not only that, it could be unsafe. Who knows? I got my little mask. Don't worry. We got the mask police. Some guy didn't wear. I was talking about this yesterday. Some guy down in the south didn't put his mask on. He got shot, killed. Somebody killed him for not wearing a mask. You know. So anyway, I'm curious to know what everybody thinks about Trump being banned from Twitter and now Parler being booted off of Google Play and also Apple. Place is pretty empty here. Any thoughts? Any comments? Anybody really want to? Anybody dare to say anything? Are we allowed? One day it's going to come to where oh, if you say this, you're going to be kicked off of YouTube. Listen, I got a comment yesterday from some guy. It was supposedly he was a Thai channel. I don't know if he was a troll or whatever. He said something about, I don't even remember what it was, but he said something. I didn't think it was all that bad. Then the next comment he had was, "So you're shadow banning me. What are you? You were Nancy?" And I'm like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? I didn't listen. Most of the time, if I ban somebody, they know straight up why I'm banning them. And I don't ban all that many people anymore. I mean, in the old days, maybe somebody did, but that's neither here nor there. But the thing is that the comments on my channel are automatically held. If they get through, it's because they are known as being a uh, perfectly acceptable comment, and their algorithm knows this. If it's held, then eventually I'll get to it. But I'm not like running to YouTube and looking at my comments every 3 minutes and going, oh my god, I gotta. Oh, that was held and it's okay. So if your comment doesn't show, it doesn't mean that I'm not allowing it. It basically means that I haven't looked and I haven't given, I haven't given the approval. I just haven't gone to the comment section yet. What is this? Very troubling. Wait a minute, let me go back here. It's the beginning. These tech companies have a monopoly. Oops, at this point, they have a monopoly until the government decides to take a stand, and they're putting in so much money to the economy that they don't want to say anything. Very troubling and unprecedented. Yes. If you ever got banned from YouTube, would you ever move over to BitChute or just call it a day? Depends on if I could make any money. I'm not going to do it for free. I know some people say nobody wants to pay. I think that's what the guy said. He said, something about nobody wants to pay. Well, I got news for you. There are people that do pay. So I'm very grateful for that. But I'm not going to go and spend all my time online and why? Why would I do it as a hobby? Maybe once in a great while. Hey guys, what's happening? Long time no see. I don't know. Maybe, but um, I don't see a problem with that. And eventually, I am going to call it a day, and it won't be all that long. It's just a matter of getting things set up right. My wife and I are working on these things now. Maybe a couple of years, but eventually it's going to happen. The kids will get out of school, and everything's going to be a little bit different. We're going to have some changes in our lives, and that'll be the end of that. 98% of the people don't watch their privacy to these companies. Yeah, basically sounds like China is teaching the big tech how to censor and be more communist-like. Yeah, exactly. I'm hesitant to say that they are communist. These big techs are operating as communists or something like that. But I do think that they don't care about our freedoms. And while they are indeed their own, it's a private entity, right? I mean, it's a private company. There may be stock. I mean, there are stocks, but I mean, what I mean is they are a company. They do not abide by the laws of the United States in the sense that if they don't want something on their channel, they can say, we just don't want it on our channel, on our platform. However, when they apply it um, in a manner that is not uniform, that's where the problems happen. And I think that's when they become editors, and they are not supposed to be editors. They are not a publisher. And that's why they get away with the shit that they get away with. So, are you an editor, and are you going to edit what people say? Are you going to delete what people say? Because then you are, in effect, an editor. And you no longer have the same rights by the guidelines of the United States. But what we're seeing more and more now is it seems like a lot of these laws and guidelines, it's up to a particular judge or judges who are looking at it. And if they are just not, if they are on the other side, then it's just too bad. Or stream on Twitch. I really don't want to stream on Twitch. I mean, would I? I guess, but I've done it before, and I didn't really like it all that much because it's for gamers. But yeah, I don't know. Big tech is authoritarian, but they also block Parler. Yes, I know. I said that earlier. We're approaching a slippery slope with censorship. I think people on the left will regret supporting these men when they feel the recoil of censorship that will eventually. The litigious society in which we live means the media is often silent on what matters. Yes. Now, what I will say is this, and I heard this a long time ago when it came to racism. If you're racist, maybe today you allow racism against blacks, or you allow racism against Asians or Caucasians, whoever. You allow it against one group. Okay, you allow these kind of deletions and censorship against the right. One day, it's going to come back, and guess what? You're the person who was committing racism against the Asians, and now the Asians are in a position where they can be racist against you. It might come back to haunt you. And it's the same thing when it comes to what's going on here with censorship. Right now, Well, who are they going to censor after they boot everybody off that may be on the right? Who are they gonna start censoring? They're gonna censor people on the left who have different ideas from what the mainstream believe. So I think no matter what, it just doesn't. It just isn't. It isn't right. I think they ought to have some kind of a uh, like a legally binding uh, set of rules, and I mean legally. I'm not talking about their company. They need to send it to an arbitrator or somebody that the United States government has set up, something like that. We are now in what is known as the proverbial rock and a hard place. That's where the majority of the world is right now. And, what I was saying a few minutes ago on the phone is that only the truly wealthy, and I'm not even talking about, actors and actresses who are worth 20 million, 40 million. I'm talking about people worth half a billion, this kind of money. Um, they may have, they're able to live inside their own little bubble. And, to some extent, the actors and people with a fair amount of money, you don't have to be filthy rich, but you are more insulated against some of this shit, especially if you don't need to continually work or do anything like that. Wait until they start doing something like some guy who is 75 years old says the wrong thing, and some company decides that they didn't like what he said, and they're going to pull his pension. Wait until that kind of stuff starts happening over and over and over again. We're going to see just, people in governments like us assume the media would support their warm views. If they support government, they support the government. They are propaganda machines. If they support the people, they are left to right. Well, that's why it's supposed to be the facts, nothing but the facts. Who, what, where, when. Joe Smith went to Congress. You know, I don't know I don't know what you're talking about there. And then the thing is that people are staying inside, and I think it's now they're staying inside because first of all for safety reasons. They think if you don't go outside, you're probably not going to get the virus, but also because, like I was saying, every time you go out, you got to be on guard. You know, um, did I bring my mask? Am I wearing my mask at the right time? You know, now, I've been talking about, going somewhere and doing some stuff. I also said yesterday that it's very difficult to leave Bangkok right now. I mean, you can, and you can do it. Maybe you'll just be able to just tootle on out of the province, depending on how you go. Or, you can be found out. You can be reported. All kinds of things can happen. And if you're not in the system, you haven't got the proper documents. Then you stand to get in a little bit of trouble, whether it be by paying a fine or getting thrown in jail. You know, so you don't want to be going out of the province unless you have uh, done what you're supposed to do, which is a little bit unclear. Um, but there's always staying inside Bangkok. Now, I was thinking about going to Chinatown, and part of me, I'm a little bit torn by that. This part of me is like, wait a minute, I don't like the Chinese government, and they are laughing at the United States right now. They think it's hilarious because they think, and I'm ashamed of what's happened in the United States because democracy seems to have taken a big hit, and China's uh, attitude is that democracy won't work. It's nothing but chaos, and you're asking for trouble, blah blah blah. And then you got a couple people coming in now, and of course they got their masks on. I have seen that Biden is supposed to be raising taxes. We'll see if that happens. Wouldn't surprise me. Yaurat, yes, Yaurat, Pahurat. Maybe go to the river. I don't know. And there's part of me that's just like, I want to go. I don't want to say as a journalist because I don't really give a shit. I don't want to write anything. Um, Even as a photographer, I photographed Chinatown a million times. Um, Mainly out of curiosity, I want to go to see what's going on. I went a couple months ago, and that Wat Tri Mit was closed. Quite a bit of shops were closed. Quite a few shops were closed. But I'd like to see how it is now. Now that the second wave is hit. But what does it say? By whomever is what a minute. Everything written or said is good. Someone, but whoever is but. True, much everyone has been. Yeah, I mean, listen. Um, I don't even know how to say this without getting myself in trouble, but some of the things that have been done in the United States and the way that some of these people have acted, and you got, both sides are to blame. But like, why is it okay for an entire city, an entire area of a city like in Seattle, to go berserk? And guess what? Nothing's done. Very little is done. Why is that okay? Why is it okay to write about that on Twitter or on Facebook? Why is that okay? It's not okay. Okay. I mean, if one is not okay, then the other is not okay. You can't have it to where it's only your way. Well, we're going to be to the left and only to the left. Well, then you are a left wing publication. And if that's what you want to be, fine. Up to you. Listen, I'm not somebody who says you can't think a certain way. I don't give a shit if it's the left or the right. I understand there are different ideologies, but if the left has something good to say, great. Let's work with it. Work together. Let's do it. If the right has something good to say, let's do it. Now, I've always leaned to the right. It doesn't mean I'm not willing to listen to what else is on the table. It's funny the left completely dismissed what happened over the summer with the riots, but outraged by the Capitol, literally the city is on fire. Yeah, they did far worse than what was done in the Capitol. When we do not get along, we are left or right. When we get along, we are center. Listen, I've lost a couple of friends because they thought one way, and I was like, I don't agree with you. You're allowed to think how you want to think. I mean, I understand that. You can think whatever you want. That's freedom. But, for whatever reason, they're just like, I can't believe you. One of my good friends, when it was Clinton and Trump, he was all for Clinton. And I was like, I hate that bitch. I don't like her. I don't trust her. I don't like her. And I certainly didn't trust Trump. But you know what? I was like, Jesus Christ, I don't want the Clintons in power again. That was my thinking. I just hate that bitch. I don't like the idea of her and what she did in where was it, Benghazi? You know, um, I just I chose based on what I knew, and I made at the time what was the most educated choice. Um, that's the way it is, and I have the right to do that. That's what is guaranteed by my constitution. That's what is guaranteed to everybody. You have the freedom to vote and choose how you want. And it seems to me that there are people out there who are like, well, if you vote this way, sorry, you're canceled. That's why I said cancel cuntiness, because you know what? Cuntiness goes from right to left, left to right. Cuntiness is cuntiness. If you're a douchebag, if you're a weasel, if you're a cunt, it's what you are. You know, oh, here comes the one and only Mr. Tom. I forgot all about the fact that he was going to be here today. Um, Lost a friend. Proud Boys tried to kidnap a governor and hang the VP. No biggie. No, that is a biggie. That's huge. It is huge. I'm just saying that, you know, you look at it, take away the political affiliations. You got people burning down government buildings, pulling down statues, rioting in the streets, and doing things in the Capitol. You damn sure better throw the book at all of them, not just one side. I'm not taking sides, believe me. People that went into the Capitol, they need to be fucking hung. They need to be hung, those fucking people. Hang those motherfuckers. You know, I don't care if they're with the Proud Boys or Black Lives Matter. If they went in there to the Capitol with the intent of doing harm to anybody or just breaking in, throw the book at them, man. You know, some treason. What's happening? You forgot what? Oh my God, you forgot your mask? He forgot his mask. He's going to go to jail now. That's it. See, that happens. People forget their masks. You can't sit too close to me. You know, they're going to listen. The other day, some guy said they had 2 seats here, and some guy pulled the chair in the middle and sat down next to, the girl and the guy who come every day. They're like married couple. And the girl just kind of went, and I was like, hey, fuckhead, get out of the way. Finally, I told one of the girls over here, I go, what about social distancing? Like, what the hell, So then the guy walked over, the manager walked over and very politely said, hey, could you move your ass over a little bit? So we're talking about, hang on a second, let me read this one. They stole Pelosi's laptop. I want to know what's on it. The Dems and media have always treated Trump badly. I lost my boyfriend because he turned into a soy boy. Okay. Try storming the junta headquarters. Yeah, exactly. This is the thing. You'd only get away with the shit in the United States. Why? First of all, why did they let them in? Why would they let? Start shooting. You go, listen. If you ever try to get into the Capitol, you're getting shot. Simple. I know they didn't. Why not? Because they're too nice. He doesn't want to get started on it. It was a setup, supposedly. That's what they're saying. Yeah. It may have been. I would lean a little bit more to yes, it was a setup, than no, it wasn't. However, if you go into the Capitol, you go into where our lawmakers, our leaders, like them or not, if you go in there and threaten them with violence, then you need to you need to be making big rocks into little rocks in Leavenworth, or you need to be hung. One or the other. I know he has strong opinions about it, but he doesn't want to get. I don't want to get him all riled up. The protest would have been fine if they were conducted as in Thailand or Hong Kong. Well, I think the vast majority did. I read an article that special forces took the laptop. I don't know if it's because some of the photos and even them ushering them in looked so stiff. I admit, I did watch a couple of videos. And yes, it looked like they just allowed them to go in. However, then those people, if that was true, and they allowed them in, they need to, like I said, they need to be. That's like treason, And again, they broke in, but it's okay. They didn't go outside. Don't make me mad. They broke in, but it's okay. They didn't go outside the velvet ropes. They brought their own velvet ropes. Oh God. Well, they've caught some of them. Um, huh? You don't think they'll be prosecuted? He doesn't think he'll serve jail time. Well, it'll be interesting to see, to make him look bad. Where's the proof of that? Okay. This is his. This is his theory. I don't know. That's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see the proof that there was. I'd like to see the proof of all this voting fraud. It's what? Yes, it is bad. These are his. I don't know if you can hear this. He said, I didn't say that. I didn't say theory on this. He said the United States is dead. The Constitution is now toilet paper. And they used it as an excuse for deplatform conservative speech. Trump's gone. Parler gone. Yeah, what do you think about that? Trump and Parler? Yes. It is evidence. It's dead as we knew it. Well, it's still living. It's still there. What do you mean? In name. Okay, so it's still there. I'm not going to go that far. I'll say the USA as we knew it. Well, I don't believe in Jesus. So sorry. How can he be around if there is no Jesus? Okay. Anyway, moving on. That's what happens when we talk about politics. Anyway, what I was saying was that the virus and the internet have now, I said our freedom is waning, but it's damn near destroyed. And I'm talking about in this place too. Yeah, there is no freedom. Thank you. There is no freedom. That's true. Okay, he's going to give me, I don't know if you guys can hear him. He is, I found a nice microphone that, I forget who sent it to me. It was either Bruce or Robert, but they sent me this microphone. It's like they didn't send a microphone; they sent me a photo of it. It's a little flat microphone that you put down, and yeah, you put it down, and then everybody in that area gets picked up. So it's good if you're doing an interview or anything. I might get one of those. Anyway, go ahead. What Trump should do in his last week? Use like easy language for some of these people. Yes. Make a list of all the people who committed crimes against him, from Pelosi to whoever. Uh huh. Okay. 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 And issue preemptive pardons against every single, for everyone, one of them. That's what I mean. Okay. And then his own social media platform. A special counsel. All the foreign interests that are that with these people that were connected to these people. Wow. Okay. I don't see it happening. Yeah, special counsel to. Okay, that's 4 years. Right. Okay. Can you guys hear that? Pardon them of those crimes. That way, yeah. Okay. And then figure out so that they can. Oh shit! What happened? So that they can. So they basically can speak freely. They can admit it without fear.
More important than that, everybody's calm. Everybody's crying. Joe Biden is crying for resolution. For what are they?
There's never going to be resolution.
To bring everybody together. What better way to bring
people don't want to live together?
What better way? Why did President Ford preemptively pardoned President Nixon. President Ford preemptively pardoned President Nixon to reunify the nation, to take away the chance that the issues could continue forever and ever and ever.
But that's not going to happen now.
To put them to rest.
I don't see it happening now.
Okay, so if he just pardons everybody but he has to enumerate what he's pardoning them for.
Right.
And people will say, oh, well, they didn't commit those crimes. Nonetheless, we will never know because they are pardoned and they will not be criminally investigated. It is to rejoin the country.
The country is not going to be rejoined. I don't care what the fuck they do.
Now,
there's too many people that are just so far apart.
It also happens that once they are pardoned, they cannot use the Fifth Amendment to defend themselves and keep their mouths shut. They could be called in front of a special counsel.
See, but these are
and they could.
We're getting
I'm not
into
saying
it.
They will be. I'm saying they could be called in front of a special counsel. They could be forced to testify.
All right.
And if they
I didn't mean to get you started.
I
don't want to hear about this.
They can go to jail for obstruction of
He
justice.
likes to come up with his idea of what needs to happen, what Trump should do. And half the time, this shit I'm sure it never even occurs to anybody else but him. So some of the ideas he has are quite good. But some of them are, they ain't never going to happen.
They're all off the wall.
They're all off the wall, and sometimes he's completely full of shit, and it's never going to happen. And sometimes,
I said what I believe should happen.
It's not going to happen.
I didn't say it would.
Okay, let's see here. Wait a minute, hang on a second. I'm starting to laugh now. Can you guys hear me through my headphones now, or did this fucking thing go on? I've only been on here for like an hour. It should be like, this thing's supposed to last for like 4 hours, 5 hours. Let me read this. They broke in, but it's okay. Capricorn 1, and they use this as an excuse to de-platform conservative speech. The Constitution is totally gone when they brought COVID, medical tyranny. The emperor has no clothes. No, Santa Claus, who's naughty or nice. Trump should smoke a blunt in the Oval Office. You know what? If I was him, I'd be sitting there going, you know what? Bring Melania in here. Get a Hummer. Smoke a big fat doobie with her. Do your business with her. Tell her she can leave.
He was out on the mall with it.
And then he can just chill out. If that was him, I'd be like sitting in there going, I don't want to be bothered for the next week. Leave me alone. Give me a big bag of weed. You'd be better off doing that. Make a pros and cons list of his own performance and then tweet it. Now the banks are joining in on the ban to Trump's campaign fund thing. We are in pure fascism at this point, not a conspiracy theory anymore. Well, didn't they do that? Who did they do that with? What was the guy or the group? I can't remember. I'm blanking right now. They stopped him from being able to accept payments through MasterCard and Visa or something like that. I forget what it was. And it effectively put him out of business for a while. I can't remember who it was. The U.S. is fractured along many fault lines. China should show us how to unify our country. Court pardoned him twice. New York wants him back. Oh, God.
Executive order that assigns Giuliani as the special counsel. Really?
Oh, it's called Stripe. They are banning his transactions. The issue is whose fault it is. It's not perfect, but it works. Trump can turn on a dime. That dude is full of surprises. Well, that he is. Trump should at least get a Clinton before he leaves, preferably in the Oval Office by Pence. I agree. But preferably in the Oval Office by Pence. Steven, you've been coming up with some pretty wild shit lately. And it's all leaning towards the he, she's, and the in-betweeners, and I never knew you were that way. I mean, more power to you. Pence and Trump? Ooh. I don't want to see that. I don't even want to think that. I think Melania would Probably that would be a little bit better. Snowden should be pardoned, but looking less likely.
Pardon Snowden, pardon
Julian Assange.
And grant them visas to come to the U.S.
Well, I mean, listen, I used to think that Snowden, was a bit of a turncoat at the very beginning.
Me too.
And now I think, he's showing exactly how fucked up and how ruthless our government is to its own people. We're no better than Myanmar. We're no better than the Burmese junta.
No, we're not.
I'm not going to say anything about Thailand. Because everything is beautiful. It's paradise here, man. It's paradise. You fucking guys out there. No, wait a minute. Wait, let me do my little thing. You fucking guys out here. You think Thailand's such a bad place? It's paradise, goddammit. It's paradise. You can't have it any better. You got wine, women, little asses, tight beavers. You got it all here. Beautiful beaches, sex on the beach. What more do you want? Don't believe the hype. That's good for a couple of weeks. It's good for a holiday.
Does anybody remember when Hillary Clinton, as Secretary of State, visited Aung San Suu Kyi?
Oh, yeah.
When she was under house arrest?
Yeah.
Elevated her to international status, and now she's wanted by the United Nations.
She's a fucking turncoat.
People don't remember that.
They used to love her. Now they hate her.
Who's that? Aung San Suu Kyi?
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. She is wanted by the
No, they used to love her in Myanmar. And, I went by where they kept her. And they had guards outside and everything. And, it was difficult to even, I think I was with my buddy Nanda. And he's like, don't take pictures here. He's like, don't lift your camera up, So anyway, it's, these fucking politicians, all of them need to come to Thailand, fire up a couple of big doobies, get good and fucked up, have a couple of drinks, not too much because you don't want them getting violent with each other. Just a couple of beers, smoke some doobies.
Huh? Never met my British friend James.
I don't
know. No, he and his company just got a license in Thailand.
To sell weed or grow weed?
To do with medical marijuana. Yeah, he promotes it. He's got a lot of good stuff going on.
I think it's the Turks who they have a way of here. Hang on a second. This is okay. That's poor Creo. You know that she was going to go home to Bangkok, and she can't go now because of the problems with the COVID and the lockdown.
Well, she can go, but she has to lock down at home for 2 weeks.
And she the quarantine. But that's the thing. When you come back, you gotta do a quarantine.
You gotta do it when you come back.
Yeah. So you're doing a quarantine when you go there, and you're doing a quarantine when you come back. Plus, I said to her, you got your app on? You got your little app on your phone? She's like, what app? She's like, no, I don't want that. We need a. Something is wrong with the sound. Is something wrong with the sound there? Because if it is, I'll disconnect the Bluetooth. But I need a hell yes or a no, not at all. Sound is okay. Pelosi said she doesn't care about statues. Yeah, well, that's because if I drop one on her head, she might start caring then.
Pelosi only cares about her ice cream.
Yeah, Pelosi doesn't care about shit. She only cares about her little grandkids thinking she's a wonderful grandmother and eating her fucking ice cream and doing whatever she feels like in Congress to feel like she's, Madam Speaker.
She wants so bad to be the first president of the U.S. That's why she's filing.
She's too fucking old.
No, that's why she's filing charges again.
People will do what they do, yes. All right, let me disconnect these headphones here. Damn it, hang on. Now he's complaining because I got him started. I got him all riled up. It's all my fault. I didn't plan on streaming, but
I need to.
Popular demand.
Yeah, and I always feel like, now I'm starting to feel like this is a way for people to vent. Okay. So much for that. I'm gonna need to get some kind of. I meant to talk to my buddy yesterday about getting the Rode wireless. Where are we with the eye? It's still red. Hit my eye.
Oh, my wife had conjunctivitis.
It's not conjunctivitis, goddammit.
No.
I fucking either hit myself with my finger or scratched the shit out of it, and I popped the blood vessel. And I got medicine in there, so I'm okay. Well, if you guys say something, then I'll know. I mean, I'm not going to jump on you about that. I just was wondering. As long as the sound is good. But I've been thinking about buying some new audio equipment. Some of it may have to wait, but there's some stuff I can get. And if it makes the quality of the stream or podcast, whatever you want to call it, better. I'm here with Mr. Tom. And now we got about 4 other people. It's Major Tom, myself, and 4 other people.
The ground control.
Yeah, another sausage party. Steven. Actually, yeah, it pretty much is. Actually, there's 3 women in here, not including the one in the staff here, but so I got to go to Chinatown. I need to go to M. Courtier again because there's a couple of books I want to get to help pass the time. And, so I may stream tomorrow from Chinatown or from M. Courtier. Chinatown Pahurat, which is the Indian area of Bangkok, Little India. That's always fun. Where else? USA, don't worry, this will be a very exciting week. I think it's going to be another exciting, the remainder of the month will be exciting.
This week will be dead.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing, what happens during the transition. And then after that, what happens to all these people who've been calling for a universal basic income? What happened to all these people who are saying, give $2,000 a month for 6 months? I want to see if all these people keep yapping about that, because all of a sudden, it's easy to say that when you want to get elected, when you want your person to get elected. But then once you're in power, you go, not right now. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, he's busy at work right now.
I'm not working. I'm just tootling.
He's dicking around.
I'm dicking around.
It all started at midnight. Yes, with the... You see, I have Parler on my phone. I have the app. And the only thing that I get is old information. I get nothing new.
Ironically, I had Parler app on my phone up until 4 or 5 days ago. I said, I may not use it. I took it off. Now I can't do it.
I had it on my phone in the beginning. I took it off, and then I put it back on when they said they were going to take it off. So now I have it. I don't think they have a Gab app. I don't think there's an app for that. They are switching their service providers. That's the thing. You got to get your own. You get to get your own. Hey, I'd love to do that. There's something I would like to do. I'd like to get my own server.
At some level, somewhere, somehow,
Someone will have it.
you are always reliant on somebody.
Somebody,
You're dependent on somebody.
exactly.
So if you have your own server, you're reliant on the hosting location to have power, electricity, connectivity. If the connectivity goes down, your battery goes down.
Well, I understand that. I'm talking about, Dre, I would like to have a server. However, I don't know how much I really need one at this point. Hopefully one not in lockdown.
I just set up my home, so my home computer, I have a server at home that I can contact anytime.
It's your server? How much you pay for that?
$60 for the router that includes the capability.
Oh, but okay, but it's not. What do you have on there? When I was in Cambodia,
It's a file server right now.
when I was in Cambodia, I couldn't get Stern on Sirius or YouTube. Thought that was odd. Well, you should be able to get YouTube in Cambodia for sure. I don't know about Stern on Sirius though. You can have a personal server. He says he's got a router.
I'm actually bringing up a list of all my files now.
So that nobody can get into that?
Well, if you have the right password and it's encrypted.
But
connection,
I mean, so you can connect to that.
from anywhere.
Well, but what internet are you using?
I'm
Like-
using FreeBD.
Okay, so there's the weakness.
Sure.
You have a server. You got to have a way to connect.
have
Oh,
to
thank
connect
you,
to somebody.
thank you, Robogarda.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. You are the very first person of the day. I very much appreciate that. Every little bit just adds up. And you know, in order for me to do these streams and you know some of the videos and stuff like that. By the way, didn't I put up a video this morning? I did about getting your citizenship here and your permanent residency. Do you know? Yeah. Do you know? Wait, hang on a second here. I have a server. Anyway, thank you very much, Robogarda. I appreciate it. Choke D to you. Good luck to you.
I know nothing.
Hope you're well. Okay, hang on. I have a server. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it. He's blocked in that country, I guess. Yeah, he's on it. I run with a VPN and lots of security. Okay. Oh, he runs with a
I
VPN.
got VPN.
He's connected through 3BB here.
But there has to be an infrastructure someplace. There has to
Yeah, I understand what he's saying is that no matter what, there is going to be a vulnerability somewhere where if somebody doesn't agree with you, they can somehow detach you from the system and take you out, which means facilitating some kind of a backup, some other setup or whatever, which all that shit's it's expensive, it's troubling, you know, if you really want to stay online all the
If we
time.
had a nation, if we had a constitution,
I cannot be found, he says.
I won't argue with that. I don't care.
Yeah, okay.
I used to find people that never wanted to be found.
I run a VPN with lots of security. All right, anyway, what I was going to say, I just put up a video of getting your permanent residency here and also citizenship. And I talked to a lawyer. I talked to a lawyer the other day who, this is what he does. And he said to me, hey, you know, it used to be like 90,000 if you were married, 180 if you weren't, right, for the application fee, or it was, I think it was 7,600 for the application fee, and then, you know, whatever. Once you get approved, you have to pay the money.
For citizenship or for
PR.
permanent
PR.
residency? Yeah.
Okay.
Which was never permanent. It's not permanent, Tom. Go ahead.
No, it's basically the idea is that you're going to get citizenship in the long run. Anyway, he informed me. He said the first thing he said was, "I don't know if you really want to do this." He's like, "Do you have enough?" He goes, "I'll tell you right now, because you know I could make money from you if I wanted." He goes, "I don't know it's worthwhile. Do you have plenty of money to where you don't care about pissing away your money?" And I said, "No, I don't have that kind of money." He said, "Then you're not going to want to do it. It's not worth it." He said that what you need to do is basically, once you get all the paperwork set, you go in, you do everything, that there is some tea money that is necessary in the amount of 1 million baht.
I'm
That-
surprised it's so low.
Hang on. That puts you into the top 100 to allow you, you know, there's only 100 people per nationality. That gets you into the top. Let me show you something here right now. He's got the little green thing. He's spraying the alcohol, trying to kill all the corona, the Rona. Anyway, so then you pay that money, and supposedly nearly everyone is denied the first time. But if you pay another 1 million baht, then you will be successful the next go round. So he's basically said to me, it'll cost you about 2 million baht plus another 224,000 plus you need to pay $24,000 a year to continue having it.
Yeah.
So, you know, he's like, that's a hell of a lot of money.
Censorship or PRA? The PRA you have to continue paying for.
The PR. And then, you know, eventually you're supposed to get your citizenship. How bad do you want your citizenship? Oh, I mean, I've been talking about leaving here. I've been talking about, like, you know, by the time, what we've both agreed on is that I'm 58 years old. So let's say that there's a little bit of a lag time because sometimes they don't, it takes like 2 years, a year and a half to get the PR approved, okay? So let's say a year plus the 3 years, that's 4 years for the PR. Then of another 5 years for the citizenship, so that's 9 years. I'll be 67 years old. Would it be worthwhile to pay all that money when I might die like in 2 days or like in 2 weeks or in 2 years? No, it wouldn't be. Now, if I was 40 years old and I really wanted to do it and I had plenty of dough, that'd be a different story. Exactly. No, no, no. You know, nowadays, if the country is not locked down, it almost would behoove you to say, I'm going to live in this place for 6 months, and I'm going to go live in this place for 6 months, and I'll just be considered a tourist. You know what I mean? It's almost that way now.
What do I do?
That's what he does. Except he has a marriage visa.
Yeah.
So how many more days do you have now?
September 26th, whatever that boils down to.
September 26th. But do you want to be kicked out at 67? No, I don't want to be kicked out at 67. Of course not. I don't want to be kicked out. I want to leave on my own terms. However, now, you know, obviously things can change. However, if you have the money in the bank, normally what they do, let's say that you have $400,000 in for a marriage visa, if you choose to go that route. You continue to extend with that 400,000, 400,000, 400,000. And then they say, we're going to raise it to 600,000. Guess what? You don't have to pay the 600,000. You continue to keep that 400,000. They grandfather you.
You're predicting future rules?
This is what they have done in the past. Of course it can change. That's why I said it can change. But normally they will grandfather you. There are people who are paying 200,000. They need to show 200,000 baht a year to get their retirement visa because they have been here so long that that's what they were paying in the beginning. They had to, and they just kept extending. Now, if they were to miss it and then start new again, they'd have to pay the new amount. But do you want to be kicked out at 67? So PR and citizenship should protect you from that? No. PR doesn't protect you from because you got to renew every year.
Thailand,
There is no permanent
there is no
protection.
permanency.
You know, yeah. If you're a citizen, they would, believe me, if they wanted you gone, they would take that citizenship away. It's just like the United States would do too.
The annual fee also comes with a new application which has to be approved.
Yeah. That's for the PR?
Yeah, the PR.
Yeah. Once you're a citizen, generally, you're going to be okay. Teaching English, we can only stay 6 years. I don't think you can stay 6 years. I think 6 months. I don't know. I don't know now what the whole deal is about teaching English.
The only naturalized Thai citizen that I know of that keeps his citizenship is Bill Heineke.
I'm thinking of learning English, not teaching English. Sorry. What was that?
So the only foreign national who got a naturalized Thai citizenship that I know of who's kept it is Bill Heineke.
Oh, that's the guy, the businessman.
He's the rich guy.
I know several people who have gotten their citizenship, but they always kept their other citizenship. They didn't give up citizenship. And the question to me yesterday was, would I give up my citizenship ever? And say what you will about the United States and how fucked up it is and all these things. No, I wouldn't. Not gonna do it.
I won't publicly surrender my citizenship, but
Right.
I also don't acknowledge it. It's just,
Well,
it's just embarrassing.
sounds like a racket to me. Exactly. There you go.
It is a racket.
Listen, everything nowadays is about the do-re-mi. You know? So if it's a trade-off, that's one thing. If you think it's worthwhile and you pay the money, it's like, you know, you go and have a meal like at Soul Grill, and you pay $5 and you get a great meal, you go, wow, that's great. So it's a fair trade-off. But if you go somewhere and you pay $28 for like one shrimp, you're going, what the fuck is this? They made the shrimp look pretty and it was, $28. It's not worth it. Listen, I went up to Soul Grill the other day. Been there?
No.
Nobody in the place. Completely empty, right? I was the only person in the whole joint. And I had a meal there. It was 149 baht. Okay, and it was fantastic. It was pork belly over rice, and they gave me some kimchi, and they gave me some soup, and they gave me a drink, and all these other things. 149 baht, and I gave them a 100 baht tip because I felt bad there was nobody in the whole place. I was like, wow.
Where's that place?
It's up on like the 3rd floor in the corner, in the back there.
Oh, in the mall here.
Yeah, yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Been doing my little food reviews, The food review while streaming. Don't go to the Rap God. You ever heard of the Rap God?
I'm an isolated guy.
It's up on the top floor.
Okay.
Up by the Starbucks.
I have not wandered on the top floor for a long time.
Oh, really? He doesn't go to the top floor.
No.
He knows better.
No.
It's where the movie theater is.
Since before I went to the States and came back, I'm very limited now that I go.
It's where the movie theater is.
Okay, yeah.
But anyway, the Rap God is up there. This is a place. Why don't we talk about the Rap God since I'm not going there anymore? I've been there 4 times, just because I wanted to see if they could make a shittier dish, or it would actually get better. And
This is the place where you said it was bad.
oh my God,
Okay.
it was fucking horrible. And they have like hot dogs, cheeseburgers. I got a beef. What was it? A beef hot dog, and all it was sliced pieces of beef. It wasn't a hot dog that was beef. It was sliced beef. I got fries that were not very good. I got a wrap. They have wraps, so they have kebabs, they have wraps, they have burgers, they have like cheesy fries, they have quesadillas, they have tacos, and it's like they have all this different food, but they can't. And they use the little blowtorch thing. I saw one of those in the grocery yesterday. I almost bought one just to be a dick. I should come onto the stream and go.
Propane blowtorch, because I used to have those a long time ago.
They're selling them in the grocery store now. I almost got one yesterday.
I went to
That's
Tops,
so funny.
I went to that Tops Market shopping center.
The one that I went to the other night? Did they? Yeah.
And the funny thing, the ironic, the oxymoronish kind of thing that happened.
Uh-huh.
There's a Dairy Queen.
Yeah, I know. In the corner.
Temporary thing.
Yeah.
As you walk in
Right
the door.
outside, yeah.
I went up there asking for a cone. Sorry, no half cones.
No have cones?
At Dairy Queen
How
without
do
a
they
cone.
not have cones?
They had blizzards and they had hot dogs, but they didn't have
You
cones.
can't just get a regular ice cream.
Just can't get a cone. What kind
This
of
is
shit
Thailand.
this?
Well, what was it? Somebody sent me a message. I think it was Jono the other day. He sent me a message where he said he went shopping. He was looking for something. I don't remember what it was. He was looking for something like, I don't know if it was to do with his phone or something. I can't remember. But anyway, he's like looking around. And he's like, what the hell? He goes, I want to buy this. And he's like, there's nobody here. He's like, God damn it. He starts walking away. And then he sees some people, like some staff, like looking around. And they're kind of laughing. And they look down. They kind of are looking down behind the counter. And there's a girl sitting on the floor behind the counter. And she's rapping away on her phone, texting and stuff. She didn't want to stand up and like actually do the work and help him. Hey, you are amazing. Oh gosh, thank you. I love that saying. I just don't know if I'm amazing. I really don't know if I'm amazing, but thank you very much, Choke D, Mr. Steven. Appreciate that. It's nice to take a compliment, but I don't take them very well. But thank you. I'm amazing. You know that?
I agree.
Scott, you're fucking amazing.
I agree. In a positive way.
Well, thank you very much. Well, I'm fine. I'm cheered up. I'm okay. I mean, thank you. Money, listen, what is it that they say? The best way to show love is money. I heard that the other day, and I was like, I don't know if that's true, but okay.
I always thought it was money can't buy happiness, but poverty doesn't help either.
Yeah, poverty doesn't help either. Well, Happy New Year to you, Stephen. Appreciate that. Choke D to you. I also heard another one that I really like it. It was in Gangs of New York. It says, you're going to have to pay a lot more than that for the pleasure of my company. Because Leonardo DiCaprio went into like where this guy Bill the Butcher was, who's Daniel Day-Lewis. He went in there and he gave him some trinkets or whatever, like that he stole or whatever, because he had to pay to get into the gang or whatever. And he's like, you're going to have to pay more than that to enjoy the pleasure of my company. My niece loved my Christmas present the best, was the only one to give her, he was the only one to give her cash. There you go. Same with my kids. Listen, I can't figure out what my kids want now. With my kids, it's like, you know, like Alex, every once in a while Alex will go, I want some of this. I want a piece of equipment. And it's freaking $300, $500 for a piece of, studio equipment or something with his guitar or something like that. And I'm like, okay, when I have the money, most of the time they're just like...
And then he thinks, he's thinking, thanks for telling me to fuck off, Dad.
No, he doesn't do that. Alex is very, very good with his money. He's our little bank. If we don't have any Alex, you got any cash on you? He'll go in and he'll take out his little wallet and he'll go. He has to look down. He's like, how much you need? Like maybe 500. Well, I got like 200 here. No, I need at least 300. Okay. When are you gonna give it back to me? And then every once in a while he'll go into a little hidden spot and he'll go, and he'll be like, or he'll go into his room in some little place. So he's constantly doing that. Yeah, where Nicholas is like, he's a little more freewheeling.
Kind of like more like you.
I'm not freewheeling, believe me. I just got responsibilities, man.
Yeah.
It's not that I like. I'm wearing some of the same clothes that I was wearing 5 years ago. I bitch and moan about buying a pair of freaking shoes that cost me $30. You know what I mean? That's what happens when you got kids. But you know what? The kids, 4 more years, baby. 4 more years. And then it's, hey, you're going to have to start paying your own way, The big bird kicks the baby bird out of the nest. And I don't mean they've got to leave the house. They don't have to. They can stay with us, but they need to...
You should charge some reasonable...
Yeah, they need to pay a portion of the expenses, just because it teaches them responsibility.
Every time I move back into stay with my mom and dad's house, for temporary changing locations from Tucson to DC or whatever, I pay rent.
Yeah? Even when you go back home?
No, not now.
Oh, okay. Before?
Now I go,
I see. Yeah, well...
Now I go back to visit and I get stuck for another 6 months.
I relinquished, listen, Alex, I have to pay his music lessons every month. And I told him when he got a job, I said, all right, next month you got to start paying half of the music lessons.
Yeah.
Well, the next month they locked down and that was the end of his job.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, but now he's going to, I don't know, whenever they go back, he'll start having to pay, There's nothing wrong with that. Is that another foreigner or is that a Thai?
That's a foreigner.
Yeah, look like foreigner to me.
Foreigner.
He's got the look down. He's got that tired gait.
When this place opens, I need to go back to Watson or something and buy me a mask.
Oh, you're gonna have to go around the back. They won't let you in. Well, if you can sneak through, yeah. See, that's the thing now. If you're here, if he can walk out through here, immediately he's gonna. Actually, you should go to the one right over here. There's a pharmacy right there, Health Plus.
Oh yeah.
That way you can walk out, just walk through here, and I would bypass the guard.
Yeah.
And then you go right over there.
I just forgot how you had it.
No, I know. But, I before, that you couldn't get into the Starbucks. You had to go through.
Right.
I had to go all the way back, all the way to the back, and buy a mask from in the back there. Yeah. Everybody's wearing their masks outside now. So, anyway, listen, what are we talking about? We're getting off track here. That's my fault. It's the show about nothing. Where's Gennaro at? Man, I showed him the coconut girl. It's like he shot his wad and he doesn't want any more. You know? He sees his coconut girl. He's had everything he wants. Why are you using that?
Why?
Why do you use that?
Why not?
I'm just curious why you use that. Why you don't just use it directly?
Why would I use it directly?
Well, I mean, can't you use your computer without using that?
Yeah, I just have extra stuff stored on here.
Oh, it's a storage.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's a hard drive.
It's a hard drive.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one you were telling me about. How'd you get that? Or where'd you get it?
I got it on it. Pieced it together, the parts I bought on
Let me see this.
newegg.com. It's warm. Here.
Now he opens it up.
Well, it's not
On this
supposed
side?
to be open.
Oh shit.
It's got a heat sink in there, and the heat sink's not big enough for it. It overheats sometimes.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
How much memory do you have on here? Sorry.
That's 2 gigs.
Oh, that's it?
I'm sorry, 2 terabytes.
2 terabytes.
1 or 2. This may be 1 terabyte. I'm not sure. Maybe this is 1 terabyte.
But you got that here,
No.
back in the States. Oh.
Newegg.
All right.
To
Well,
do it again, I didn't realize they put off so much heat. To do it again, I would have gotten one with a better heat sink, a case with a better heat sink. It's
yeah. Oh, so you just use that in lieu of that big one.
well, I just
You use both.
I just extracted that out of my desktop and
Oh.
put it in a temporary. This is 2 terabytes SSD. But
Yeah.
this is if I connected this internal here, it would be 4 times faster than an SSD. Because
Gotcha.
this is the EIDE. But
All right, now
anyway,
this place is starting to fill up now. We got
I may replace the internal here with this, but not
a bunch of people. Now we got people everywhere. So fortunately, we are socially distanced. We are. The social distance here is 1.5 meters. It's not 2 meters.
6 feet.
That's not 1.5. It's about 1.9 is 6 feet. And somebody look up
Yeah.
what is 6 feet in meters. It's got to be about 1.91 or something like that. Just doing that in math in my head. Anyway, I don't know. Is there anything? I know it's 3.3 for 1 meter. Anyway, when do you think we're going to get back to normal? That's your question for you.
Never.
Never.
This is the new normal.
No, this is not new and it's not normal.
1.5 meters is 5 feet.
1 point what?
1.5 meters.
I know, so it's not 6 feet.
1.2 meters.
Put 6 feet in and see what it is. And you shall see.
Doesn't matter. I don't care. It
Well, what was it?
Look at it.
Oh, come on.
Closed it. No big deal.
He doesn't want me to be right. That's what it is.
No, you're right. I just don't care. I'm not saying you're right.
Oh, God. That's too funny. It's too funny.
I just don't give a shit.
Now, this place is going to get filled up. There's not going to be any room. You see what they did over there? They stacked all the chairs over here. There in the center, next to the girl, on the left of the girl, you can see the chairs. They moved them all so that people can't sit over there. Don't worry, be happy. I'm coming into the U.S. From U.S. into Thailand in 10 days. My house and car is in Chiang Mai. After done quarantine in Bangkok, you think I can get to Chiang Mai?
Probably, but you'll need to know under quarantine in Chiang Mai, more than likely.
Yeah, I mean, if you live there, that's considered a valid reason for being able to go there. Although I do think it's locked down right now, but you're going to have to get some kind of documents upon leaving saying that you can go there, and then you're going to probably be asked to download that app and put in that Mochana app, and then enter all your data, go there, enter your data again, and then yes, you're going to have to. I think it's a self-quarantine though, but still, you don't want to mess around with that and get caught. They can make things a little bit difficult, but yeah, I mean, it's doable. It's just going to take some patience, which I have in short supply now. It's good you get to go back up there. May hire a driver instead of flying. Yeah, I don't know what the flights are going to be like now because, like I said yesterday, Bangkok Air has, they closed their office.
Who's that?
Bangkok Air, they closed their office on Wipari Rangsit. And AirAsia is having many problems. They have started to curb their flights, if not cancel their flights. Thai Airways has problems. I don't know about Nok Air, what they're doing right now. It'll take some time. And, the trains are, as of this weekend, they're shutting them down.
Really?
No trains. So, they're effectively shutting down the country. Which I still don't know that I agree with it, and I don't get it. 67 people dead.
Still?
I think one person died day before yesterday.
It's still under 70. I mean, that's
But what gets
under
me is
70
that that's in a whole year, and that they have more people die in traffic accidents in a day or a couple of days than this, and yet they still want to.
None of this.
They want to shut all this. No, it's not reasonable. Does anybody else think it's unreasonable that all the shutdowns are just unreasonable? They don't test. 67 is not real. Here's the thing. If they weren't testing, or if they were testing, and people were dying, more people had died from this, you would hear about it. You would hear about it. There would be Thais that would be speaking about it in social media, or just through the news media, some way. People would find out that, there's a lot more people dying from it. So, I don't know what to believe. The entire world has to crash economically, including the ANDs, including, lastly, the United States for the Great Reset. Well, it does seem like a reset's coming. Mostly old guys, so they don't consider it weird. They're concerned about the British strain, which is more transmissible even with kids.
I think that's all bullshit too.
Yeah, and file it under pneumonia or age. I don't know if that's true, honestly. And I think that, here's the deal. We are armchair quarterbacks. That's what you are. That's what I am. That's what he is. That's all we are. We're just making guesses on the information from the information that we have. Nothing more. We are armchair.
Inside information.
We are armchair quarterbacks. We have no inside information. We do not really know jack shit when it comes down to it.
I don't.
It looks scratchy, when you show it towards me. It's like, as much as I'd like to agree, the truth is I don't really know.
curious. The guy who's coming in and then needs to go to Chiang Mai,
Yeah.
what was his process to get his entry certificate? Did he go through the same bells and whistles and jump through the same hoops that I went through
Well, let me see.
back in October?
It is what it is. It is what it is. Did you get your certificate and everything? Have you done that already? And if so, how did you go about doing it? Inquiring minds. It had to do all the stuff for the STV,
STV.
the single tourist visa. I didn't even know that they still could do that.
Well, a tourist visa is one thing, but I mean...
No, it's called the STV. Special tourist visa, that's what it's called. I thought they had canceled that.
Did he have to go through the web interface on the Thai embassy?
Crazy amount of things. There is one thing, since this is very serious moments of below, so there's no way to continue.
The COVID test, no more than 3 days before departure.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same stuff.
Okay. They have a website. You have to go through the website interface. You have to make the special
Yes,
reservation.
all that is what he's saying.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, look at Taiwan. Pavel, do you know something I don't know? I mean, are you a doctor who's working in a hospital now? Or I'm not talking about looking at the EU countries. Because all your information that you're gathering, I'm not saying that you're wrong, but I'm just saying, where are you getting your information from? And did you ever think that some of it might be skewed? What you're being told might not be the truth, so your information is faulty. So in other words, the outcome may be faulty simply because you have information that's incorrect. And that's what I'm saying. It's like looking at the news now. I don't know what is real and what's not nowadays. I don't believe any of them. Just like listening to politicians. I don't know what, I know directly what's happening in EU, not from media. So you are a medical professional. Or somebody that, like a ambulance person or something like that. Trust me, you don't want to experience it here. No, I don't, because I can tell you that it irritates the shit out of me here. Look, he forgot his mask today, okay? Now, he's going to have to run through here. Not a big deal here in Thailand, but Jesus Christ, if you're in the United States and you tried to run in through some place without your mask on, somebody would probably stop you.
Depends on what state.
Yeah, it depends on where you are. If you're in a rural area.
I was in rural Florida, nobody cared. I mean, people would ask you, they'd look at you.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. Now, you heard about the guy getting shot in Thailand, right? Yeah. Guy in the south.
Okay.
Didn't put his mask on, wouldn't put his mask on, so some other Thai shot him. Fucking idiots. Oh, God. No, but my very close family member is, and I know a few people who ended up in the ICU and died. Okay. I never wear a mask here in the United States. Nobody ever says anything, but I'm like the only one to do it. Do you think you have enough ICUs available in Thailand? No, I don't. I don't think that we have anywhere near enough here. I think if anything happened, I think Thailand would be completely screwed. They'd be overrun.
I don't necessarily agree with that. They're really, the Thai health...
The Thai health system is quite good.
Thai health care is very good. And
However...
They would convert an entire wing of a hospital to COVID care if they have to.
Well, they would.
I'm not saying...
I think it would take some time they already have talked about setting up field hospitals.
Yeah.
Okay, this is just like last week. They were talking about setting up field hospitals in case they needed them. So they are aware the healthcare system here is quite good compared to like Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia. They've got among the, I would say, here's this guy again, the guy who sat down next to the girl. He sat down right next to her, and then she was like, Ugh.
I would too.
He's completely oblivious.
He has his portfolio.
No, I think it's his architecture or some shit.
Portfolio. Art portfolio.
For all we know, past flu cases in other years in other countries could very well have been the current coronavirus, as sewer water testing looking back is revealing. Really? I didn't know that, but okay. Listen, I don't put it past. All I know is that I'll be damn happy if nobody I know passes away from it, and so far I've been very happy. And my mother and father just got the first shot, the first vaccine.
And it's good they live in Florida. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. If I have to, it comes down to it. If they start asking some exorbitant fee here for me to get a shot, I'll just go back to Florida and I'll do what I got to do.
Spend a couple of months in quarantine.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's a catch-22.
Yeah.
Nobody likes being locked down or having restrictions, but then again, nobody wants to be walking through the street like zombies, collapsing and dying. So I'm happy to be here, and I think my bitching and moaning is a way of leveling out. If you watch Seinfeld, where Seinfeld said, "I always come out equal." If I throw 25 cents down out the window, I'll find 25 cents in my pocket. I always come out, and that kind of is how I am.
Was that Steinfeld or Costanza that was doing that?
No, it was Seinfeld.
Okay.
No one has the flu in the U.S., only Corona. And I've said, well, that's the other thing. So, hopefully I'll come out on top. I'll come out even. If I ever get it, I'm asymptomatic. I don't feel anything. It's gone, and that's it. I didn't even know it.
If I were confronted by a health official or somebody saying, "Have you been vaccinated?" my answer will be yes.
Prove it.
Huh?
Prove it.
Exactly.
What do you mean exactly? Prove it. Let me see the papers.
Prove that I haven't.
Ugh.
The people that are getting vaccinated are not getting papers. Yes, I was vaccinated.
I'm sure they have some papers.
No, they don't.
I'll ask my parents.
Ask your parents.
I'll ask my parents. I believe they will be getting a receipt.
It's on record someplace. I don't think.
It's in a database.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. It's in a database.
But
No one has the flu because measures against corona stuff. I don't know about that.
prove that I have not.
I can make papers. Just show me the papers. Show me the papers. You have the papers? If you want to travel, you must have the papers.
The guy that's coming, what kind of coronavirus test is he getting?
I'm sure he's getting the right one if he's done everything else that he needs to do.
Not what I'm saying.
He's getting the PCR. I'm not getting any vaccine, so I'm not worried about that. But you're getting a PCR test?
PCR, yeah, there was an inherent,
Prawley. Yeah, Prawley.
there was an inherent impossibility. You had to get the PCR test, according to the Thai rules, you had to have it administered no more than, 3, 4, 5 days before you travel.
But you did it.
But you're not going to get your results back until
In
5, 6
2008,
days after.
I was in China and I had identical COVID-19 symptoms for 2 weeks. Got oxygen, etc. Thought I wouldn't make it. So what was that? We'll never know. My PCR test is 24-hour result.
Then they've gotten better at administering. Now, the PCR test can be administered and result within 24 hours, but the testing locations that I had access to would not guarantee a return on the results within 3 or 4 days.
Got it.
So maybe they're administering these things better than they
One
were.
I took had to be within 72 hours. I have to drive 2 hours from my house for it. Yeah, that's what he's saying, is that the test that he got, there was no place in the area that was testing that could do it in 24 hours.
They couldn't guarantee the return of the results.
They couldn't guarantee the return, and since he already had a flight and he was leaving, he wanted to make sure, depends on the capacity of the lab.
And when I entered the country, document review did not look at the paper to see if it was PCR test.
Mm.
They didn't care. They
Yeah.
had a test fine.
Well, there it is there. It is what it is. All right, so what is it now? It's almost 11. Am I going to go eat something today?
I'll buy you lunch today.
Where?
I don't know.
Because and also if they do manually or proper equipment. Anyway, I don't know. You know, I got to think about it. I have to think. Depends on where we're. Not to be picky, but I don't want to eat at Sizzler.
Not up for Sizzler either.
Really? You're always up for Sizzler.
No,
What's
yeah,
happening?
Last time I went to Burger King.
Burger Sling?
Oh, guess what? I read something that the new global international marketing director, whatever, of Burger King is changing the logo.
Oh, that's right. I heard
because,
that.
Because no food is blue, and hamburger buns aren't shiny. That's what he said. And so he has a new logo. And guess
Burger
what?
King's changing their logo.
The new logo is exactly the same logo they used for 30 years from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. It's not new, it's just going back to the old.
Don't worry. I'm going to keep singing that. Be happy. Where's my... I can feel the little... I got to get a battery for my watch here. I've been dicking around with this thing for...
I got to go to AIS today and get some things straightened out.
Oh, you got errands to do.
Oh, I just thought of it. My AIS app that I have installed on my phone tells me what my current charges are. It prompts me for my password to look at the current charges, and it's not using they don't have the right number.
Oh.
So I got to get those straightened.
I have the app on there. It works.
No, the app works, but it's hard to see it because whatever they have as my password is not what my real password is. My passport number.
Oh.
So maybe my wife used her ID information. I don't know, but I want to get that synced because I have my passport.
How the hell do I know? What do I know?
Yeah.
I know nothing. This place is full now. The whole place is full. There's no place for anybody to sit here. Well, you got the one over there. You're not even coming over next to me, believe me. Watch, this guy's gonna try to get out. No, he's gonna buy something, sorry. But then he'll try to get out. He's gonna try to get out. I guarantee you somebody will try to get out. They always do. Also, if they do, man, I just don't think they can survive a second shutdown there. Well, we're in the middle of a second shutdown, I hate to tell you.
Who's they? Thailand?
Yes.
They'll survive whatever they want to survive.
You know, we'll see what happens. Oh no, he knows now. This is the guy who's tried a couple of times. He tried like 3 times, and he was like yanking on the door. He's yanking on the door. And they're like, sir, and you know, he wanted to get in because he's like, oh, I see. What happens is they see people inside because they get in through the back, and then they think they can get in, and they're like, well, you know.
Why are they special? I'm more special than they are.
Well, we're all little snowflakes, you know. We're all unique. Do I look like a snowflake? I don't think so. Shit, not fucking. I hope I don't have to go to the doctor. It seems like it's getting better, but.
If you poke your eye and scratch it or something,
Yeah, it might take a couple weeks actually.
Yeah.
It's not good.
My wife had pink eye, conjunctivitis.
That's what this shit is for, though.
Yeah.
It's a dual. It's for bacterial and viral infections. But you know, you can get a viral infection in your eye. I didn't know that. That was just a bacterial infection. Anyway.
She used some kind of drops she got at the store. It cleared up amazingly fast.
Yeah, they
4
do.
or 5 days.
Most of the time they do. But if you have trauma to your eye, like me,
that's different.
it takes a little bit longer. It was a traumatic experience. All right, so let's look outside here. We got people up there waiting in the wings up there. You got people walking around. You got this place is full. Got Mr. Johnson over here. Wang, Lee, Hung, Lo, Johnson. You got everybody over here. You got the places empty. Plenty of Grab. Grab's making out like a bandit.
All the delivery services are Line Man.
I don't use Line Man.
I'm just saying.
Have you used them?
I don't use any of them.
You don't use any of them? Only one I use is I only use Grab to use their they're open. How the hell is that? Oh, I started late. That's why. All right, now they're open. Oops. There we go. And then they'll throw the little thing in front of the door over there so nobody can get in. She didn't do it. They're supposed to lock the door, but they're busy right now. Anyway, what happened to Gennaro? Where's Longhorns? Just lurking, or what's the deal? The world is shut down by a serious flu. Who would think? Who would think? It's not a war. It's not bombs, missiles. The nuclear war of it is destroying many cities. It's a virus. Who'd have thunk it?
It's already been done. Science fiction. War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
Is the theme of War of the Worlds.
Yep.
Invasion gets defeated by the little virus.
Bioweapon from China. I won't be back to China. I won't be back to China again. I got to see it. I got to see it twice or 3 times. 2 or 3 times. I think it was 3. Yeah, well, they're laughing at the United States right now. They're dancing in the streets over there. They don't care. Disclosure in 180 days.
We didn't have to do anything.
Yeah. I lived there for many years. Yeah, I know a couple people that have lived there. And all of them are glad to have been there when they were and glad to be gone now. Don't think about it. Like I tell my wife, don't watch the news. You get a little update from me once in a while. That's fine. I'll tell you how screwed up it is. I'll tell you, don't go and throw yourself off a building. Don't do anything stupid. Bitch and moan to me if you want. Piss and moan. And then you're done and you feel better and you're like, all right, I'm go on with my day now. Have a nice day. Enjoy my food. Enjoy, I want to go to the bookstore, over there at M. Courtier.
All the way over to M28.
Well, where's an English bookstore around here?
That's true.
And that's a good bookstore, Kinokuniya. It's a great bookstore.
We used to have Asian books here, but they don't have Asian books here in this mall anymore.
You know why? That Asia Books that was upstairs was an exhibition. They considered it an exhibition temporary fixture.
I thought it was down here on the first floor.
A long time ago it was here,
Yeah.
and then they moved it up to the second floor.
I don't remember that.
And then one day, I used to go in all the time, and one day there was, they had the boards around it, and the girls are all standing outside. And I said, "What's going on?" "We're closed." "Till when?" "For good." And then they opened the one on the next floor over here, where the B2B books are, or whatever, the B2S. And the girl told me, "Oh, this is just a temporary. We're going to be here for a while." And I said, "How long?" "I don't know. It's just a temporary to see if we want to put the bookstore back here." And then they did away with it. One day it was gone. I'm like, what the fuck? And they didn't have a good selection here anyway. You go into that Kinokuniya, they got every goddamn book you want, but you can order online. It just takes 2 to 3 days, but I'm a little lazy when it comes to waiting. I don't like to wait. If I want to read a book, I want to read it, start reading it when I want to read it, So, little tip for you guys, use Kinokuniya books. They got them all over the place. I do believe they have one in Chiang Mai, actually. But they have them in Bangkok, throughout Bangkok. There's a few of them, and a fantastic bookstore. Much better than Asia Books. I mean, listen, you go onto Asia Books on their website, you go looking around for stuff, their website is like, typical kind of Thai website. It's a piece of shit. You go on to Kinokuniya, and everything works. It's all there. It tells you which location they have it at, whatever the book is. It's just really good, So, anyway, people are good. Government is a little different. I agree. Although, the people who blatantly and strongly support the CCP, they're a different story. I order from Kinokuniya, Sydney. Great bookshop. Yes, they're fantastic. They're all over the place. I almost ordered a photographer's website, Don McCullen, a photographer's book, in Singapore, and had it delivered here because I knew I could turn it over and sell it for like double the price because they were so hard to find. Yeah. That was the only place I could find it. All the other Kinokuniyas didn't have it. A lot of the bookstores were out of stock. So I found one copy and I was like, should I buy it? Should I buy it? I can turn it over and make it, $100 or whatever. And I was like,
the staff here has an extra mask in the back that they would not lend and use.
Go ask them. You know how to say mask in Thai?
She speaks a lot of English.
Let's see if they have a mask. They loaned me a power charger once. Cable. They usually have a lot here. They're pretty helpful. Anyway. So, I don't think I'm going to do a lunch today. Online. No need. And I think that this stream has pretty much run its course. Like I said, I didn't really plan on streaming today, but a lot of times I never do. And then I just go, might as well. But I think tomorrow, if I don't go to Kinokuniya today, maybe I'll go there tomorrow, or I'll go there Wednesday, and I'll get a meal there or a breakfast and some coffee, and then I'll go to the bookstore and go around there again, walk the street like a street walker, or I'll go to Chinatown or I'll go to Little India or something. I go somewhere. But I think tomorrow I am going to go somewhere. All right, so, no sitting here standing around bullshitting. Hopefully we'll be able to go out on the street and see what's going on. Stephen, thank you very much. Thank you as always. No have mask. You have big problem.
I'm evil.
Now you have big problem.
I'm evil.
You go walking, no mask. I think you go jail. You go by cook now.
That's right.
You're going to jail, buddy.
That's right. I'm going to go to jail. Evil person.
Anyway, use a coffee filter. Tell them to give you a coffee filter.
Ask for coffee. I should have a drip coffee filter.
Take a boat ride live. You know how many times I've done that? I just did it like a couple of weeks ago on the Chao Phraya, and then I did it also not long ago on the Censorship. Now, if I can find the ride on the, out in Tonbury, they have the canal boats, but they're a bit expensive, and no, it's not going to happen. I'm not getting on a scooter. I'm not getting on a scooter right now, not in this area, not unless I'm out somewhere in a little island somewhere or some little beach community, and I can't do that right now because it's a pain in the ass. Every time you go in and out, you're supposed to quarantine.
Have you ever given your group a tour of Thailand?
Yes.
Okay. That's a nice place.
Done it, and I actually took a boat.
Yeah. Oh, you took one of the tour boats back.
Yeah, but it was on like a Monday, and they were like, "No, we only do it on the weekends." And then the guy goes, "Unless you want to pay me." I said, "How much?" 1,000 baht. And I went. It was like 2 hours. Grab an open car. I will pay for it. Grab an open car. What's an open car? I can grab a motorcycle, a Jeep.
You still talking about getting up in Chiang Mai?
I'm not.
No, this guy?
No. This is a different person. This is Kun Steven. Yeah, I'm not going to be getting a Jeep, Steven. It's not going to happen. I'm not driving. I could get a driver. Dinner. G-Man. A dinner boat cruise. Dude, fuck. I can get a driver. I can get a car. I can do that pretty. I can get a taxi. I know a chick who, she drives for Grab. She'll take me around if I want. We just gotta negotiate the price, but you know. Can you shout out to my friend Chino? He watches from jail. He can't chat, but he loves the show. Are you fucking serious?
Chino, shout out.
He watches from jail, but he can't chat. They don't let him chat. They just let him watch. Shout out, baby. Hurry up, get well soon, get out soon. Steven's out of here. All right, Steven. I don't know what I'll do. I'll figure something out, but I will be doing things.
Did you catch the eye candy over there?
Huh?
I missed her.
Which one?
Right here. There's the old lady and then the next one over.
Oh, no. It's not eye candy.
She is.
No.
Yes, she is.
No.
You haven't seen her?
I did see her.
Oh, okay.
I saw her.
All right. Here's two more ones.
She's barely acceptable. And those are no's.
Those are zero.
No's. No. All right, guys, listen. I'll figure something out, you know. I want to do like a video or two every week. Get back in the swing of that. Send your letters. If you got a Chowderhead letter, if you got some questions, send me the letter. It's an americaninbangkok@gmail.com. Don't forget about the shirts and the new shirts. I got the Cancel Cuntiness shirt. You want me to get you one of those? A cancel Cuntiness? You can wear that around.
I need to wear Nancy Pelosi on this shirt.
Cancel cuntiness. Then there is the definition of schmecklehead. It's the word schmecklehead and then the definition underneath it. Then chowderhead and the definition underneath it. And then I just did one that says make Orwell fiction again. And that one is actually doing quite well. I don't know how many I have left.
That one's probably worthwhile.
But that one is a pretty good shirt, and it's been selling quite well. So if you want, everything's in the description. You can get one of those, and if you use the code Orwell, you get 15% off. Use the code Orwell. Pretty prophetic, you know, his books. Anyway, that's all down in the description. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. And hopefully, I'm trying to think, maybe I'll go out to that Kokret or that Bangkok or wherever it's called. You know, have you been there? It's that island. It's like kind of like a real green island. I don't know. I could probably get there.
Off of which coast?
No. It's in the middle of Bangkok. You know, Koh Kret.
Oh, I know which one you're talking
It's
about.
right
Yeah.
over across
In
from there.
In the Chao Phraya.
Yeah. It's in the middle of the Chao
It
Phraya.
gets flooded when the river comes up.
Right.
Yeah. My
So
wife and I went there
haven't
years
been there for a while. Maybe I'll go there. So I'll do something. You guys can, tag along for a few hours. All right. So I guess that's all I got. Gennaro, if you're lurking, goodbye. Mr. Peter, goodbye. Mr. Steven, goodbye. Mr. Chino and Mr. Danny. Chino and Chino, goodbye. Everybody, goodbye. G-Man. The G-Man. Uh-huh. Remember you, G-Man. Yeah, everybody. That's all I got. Thank you very much. Choke D. So W? What does that mean? I don't understand so W. I never can get the... people write to me a lot of times, and they just don't write full sentences. So what D? Okay, so what D? There we go. It's so do we. So what D? Anyway, it's all right. That's all I got. Until next time.
Not to be confused with Sawana Boomi.
Sawana Boomi? Yeah. Sawana Boomi. As in boom. That's all I got. I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Another show about nothing here and something. Until next time, Choke D, Jerkin Mai, be well. It's good luck. See you later. Be well. Don't get yourself in any trouble. Hang in there. Everything's going to be okay. Don't worry. Be happy. I do think we'll be okay, but it might be a little while, like a couple of years. All right. See you guys later. Ciao.